Good afternoon. It's not evening yet, but I really appreciate your tenacity, your patience, and your attention. I'm David Hastings. I'm a member of the local Sierra Club group. I'm on the executive committee, and thanks so much for the opportunity to talk today about this upcoming legislative session. So I'm also a climate scientist, and so I know a fair amount about climate, and so I care a lot about energy, because the way we produce and use energy is affecting our climate now and will continue to affect it, as we know, especially in Florida, which is surrounded by the ocean, and also it's pretty hot here in the summertime. So 3 years ago, I was asked by senior staff at GRU to participate in an effort to figure out a plan how GRU will produce energy over the next 5, 10, and 20 years. This is a common practice in utilities. It's the integrated resource plan, and pretty much every utility in Florida and across the country does it. It's an important effort, and it's really key to figure out what you're going to do, because in fact, power plants take years and often decades to build after you decide to build them. So we met for over a year figuring out what to build next in order to have reliable and affordable electrical power. But then, when the GRU authority took over, they completely abandoned this planning process. Instead, they decided to simply rely on, so we're going to need a lot more energy in the future. We've got power plants that are decaying and getting old. They need replacing. Like sometimes your car needs to be replaced. We need to replace these aging power plants. It turns out that GRU is planning to simply rely on getting energy from the grid rather than producing our own power. This is substantially more expensive, and it's not as reliable. So it's not as good an idea, and energy experts who are used in this integrated resource plan all know that the least expensive way to produce and use power in Florida is solar plus batteries. So this is relevant because the GRU authority doesn't want to build this solar. They don't want to support distributed or rooftop solar. So my point is that Gainesville residents are best served by a locally controlled utility compared to one controlled by a state-appointed authority with no clear ties to the community. You've already heard about this GRU authority board. Thank you. It's true. They really have no understanding, no deep understanding of what they're doing. So currently GRU is run by an appointed authority with no oversight and no accountability to anybody but the governor. So no other municipal utility in the country has this type of governance and lack of oversight as the current structure of GRU. So what I'm asking is that the states should support home rule and allow the city of Gainesville to operate our own utility, which we formed. Thanks so much for your time and for your attention. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.